Welcome back. Let's continue. Financing of micro, small and medium enterprises is key in unlocking the growth of this sector. MSMEs Principal Secretary Susan Mang'eni says through SMEs accounts for 7 out of 10 jobs created in Africa. They are the most marginalized in accessing funds from leaders. Mang'eni says funding SMEs will form part of the discussions during the upcoming African Trade Ministers meeting in Nairobi next week.
This meeting is very significant and indeed is a very good opportunity for the world to appreciate the potential that we have as a country, and also to give this the economic space to our micro, small and medium enterprises to create necessary linkages for their products, and also linkages to financing, also linkages even for capacity building. One thing that we want to appreciate that the manner in which our economy is designed, or rather architectured in this country, is that majority of businesses are in MSME. And in that MSME space, majority of our MSMEs also fall at the first M. I call it magical M, that's the micro, and this is due to the high informality of the MSME sector. But the only way to give those people an opportunity to participate effectively is through such kind of exposures. They will get to appreciate that where they reside, in whichever corner of this country, the kind of enterprises that are engaged in, be it in agribusiness, be it in value addition, there is a buyer somewhere. So this is a very good forum which will make people appreciate the markets and the great potential that we have in Africa, and also for Kenya, just positioning us as a hub for an emerging market. You've always seen we have been a hub for many years, but many people used just to put us as a hub for develop international communities and transit, but now we want to position ourselves as a hub for economic development. So I think it's going to be very critical, because it will create those opportunities for the connectivity and participation of our MSMEs. Kenya for a long time has always been the hub, the international hub. But as I've said, this has come a time now where we are now also capitalizing on that international hub that we've had. You see, for many years we've hosted the UNEP here, UNDP here, UNEP especially UNEP, UN Habitat, and many other international organizations. But again, how we just geopolitically position in itself makes us, also become that center of trade in Africa. So and so, like I said, we are not just a gateway to the rest of Africa, but also we are a gateway to the markets, both raw material, the emerging market for raw materials, and also for finished or processed products. So I think Kenya is very central. But again, also is the acceptability and the penetration of technology. Look at the various milestones that we made in mobile money technology. Makes the world appreciate that if it can happen in Kenya, that is any mobile money innovations, it can happen anywhere in the world. So I think it's in great appreciation of that people feel let's come and advance this conversation. But also I want also to think is because of the leadership that we have right now that has placed a lot of focus, a lot of effort on MSME. You will realize that this is the first time since independence that we are having a state department that is focused on MSME growth. And it's just in appreciation of the contribution that this sector does to our economy. Right now, in terms of GDP, you can put it at 20%, but I believe that we have opportunity to even increase it to 80%. And that's why the president keeps on focusing on intervention that can stimulate economic growth or participation of people at the economic pyramid. So I think the environment is very conducive, and it has never been conducive like it is today because of the political goodwill that we are now enjoying in this space, and also because we are able now through this State Department and our ministry to create a coordination platform where all actors, private sectors, government agencies, development partners can meet, read and act from the same script.
Kenya is the only country where you can have breakfast here and dinner in another capital city in Africa. So you can basically fly from here to Dakar, to Liberia, to Mozambique, to Malawi. We take it for granted. The other day I was with a friend in South Africa who came from Malawi, and for her to go in South Africa, we were meeting in South Africa, she had to come to Kenya and to go to South Africa. So it just tells you, so we have a lot of advantage in terms of communication. We have a lot of good skills here. We have a lot of raw materials. We have a very good growing middle class that can consume. So you're not just producing for Africa. We have a good market here. We've already talked about our air transport. Our road network is world class. We have an SGR. So if you think about it, we have a good history and of manufacturing. In fact, from my little experience in East and Southern Africa, in terms of manufacturing, we can only be beaten by South Africa. Kenya has already a good experience. We have the most sophisticated manufacturing in the region. We have the highest number of skilled labor, given the number of universities and TVET institutions and graduates that we produce that are already accepted regionally. So Kenyans are already working in Tanzania, in Uganda, in Rwanda, for example, nearly 10,000 teachers are Kenyans. South Sudan, Namibia, we have doctors, Botswana, meaning that Kenyans are already accepted across. And so we can build on that. Already we are exporting our human resource to the region. It means that we can actually do so with the products. Yesterday I visited a company, Associated Batteries manufacturers. They make these batteries, chloride oxide. And I was glad to learn that the 50% of what they are making here in Kenya, they sell across Africa. So already it is happening. I would say so. And so if you look at it, I visited Simba Cement, and they told me 40% of what they're producing here, they're already selling in South Sudan, in Ethiopia, in Rwanda, in DRC. So we are already doing it. What has lacked is a proper framework with clear rules for trading. That's what has been lacking. We welcome you to Kenya. Kenya is your home. This is your launching pad to Africa. So if you're looking at trading with Africa, manufacturing for Africa, this is the home. This is where to begin. Already we are the cradle of mankind. This is where humanity started. So really, if you want to hit Africa, this is where we are. And we have good experience. You have good connectivity. You have Kenya Airways that will take you across to all these destinations every day. You can't go wrong.